Okay, guys, today is the very last lesson of Math 20-2 for us. Um, we will start with the scale factor when we are dealing with 3D objects, but let's do a short review before we move to the new topic. So linear scale factor deals with measurements that are represented just in a line. So when you have, let's suppose, uh, the length or the length of one line segment, and you have a scale factor of k, then it may be enlarging or may be reducing, doesn't really matter. If it is k, if k is between 0 and 1, then it is reducing, and if it is greater than 1, then it is enlarging. And when we have a 2D shape or the area scale factor, then the area scale factor is double the, or not double, but square up the uh, the linear scale factor. We saw this in a previous lesson when we were talking about the area of a hexagon or the area of a triangle or the area of any 2D shape. So the scale factor, this being a linear scale factor or a 2D scale factor, it's always represented in three forms. So it is represented as a fraction, it is represented as a ratio, and it is represented as decimal, and sometimes is represented as percent. Let's talk about the first example that we have here. What is the equivalent surface area scale factor to a linear scale factor of 1.25? So linear scale factor is 1.25. Now the area scale factor will be 1.25 to the power of 2. And now in your calculator, 1.25 to the power of 2 will be 1.5625, which I will show you something that you can do in your calculator. So clear. If you have a number and you want to figure out what? So if you have a number and you want to figure out what is it on fraction, then you can use math, and then the very first one is fraction. Now, what do we have is 1.25 to the power of 2. Okay, clear. 1.25 to the power of 2. And if we want to convert it into fraction, then we can say is 25 over 60. So it pretty much, you don't have to know too much about all converting because the calculator is doing it for you. Okay, so this will be 25 over 16 because this is 5 over 4. Okay, so let's write the scale factor for 15 millimeters over 6 centimeters as a fraction. Now, 15 millimeters is 1.5 centimeters, okay, over 6 centimeters. You cannot have a scale factor that is dealing only in maps when we have 1 centimeter is representing 2,000 kilometers. But in this case, when we are dealing with small numbers and so, then this will be centimeters and centimeters will cancel out. And I will show you another trick here. So you'll have 1.5 divided by 6, and then you will have a decimal. And then you go math, fraction, enter, and you will have 1/4. Okay, so as a fraction will be 1/4. As a scalar ratio, it is 1 to 4. It's the same thing. All right, it's a different way of saying 1 centimeter or 1 unit on the drawing will represent 6 centimeters on the original. As a decimal, as we saw it here from the calculator, is 0.25. And as a percentage will be 0.25 times 100 to convert it into percentage, which is 25%. Okay, so this was kind of a review. Now, when we are dealing with 3D shapes or 3D objects, the surface area of the original, because on the 3D we deal with two things, the surface area and the volume. So the surface area of the original will be k squared because the surface area is the area, is a 2D thing, deals with 2D thing. And when we have the volume is k to the power of 3. So therefore, the surface, the volume of the similar factor will be the linear factor to the power of 3. Okay, so a fish tank in a shape of a rectangular prism is filled with 120 centimeters cubed. That means that the volume is 120 centimeter cubed. Let's figure out what is it. Is the original or is it? A similar fish tank has dimensions that are decreased, so this is the original, decreased by a scale factor of 2/3. If you see in your calculator 2/3 is a fraction that, or a decimal that is less than 2. 2/3, not 2.3, is a fraction or a decimal that is less than, is reduced. What volume of water will fill the smaller tank? So what we are asking here, what is the volume of the new? Now, the volume of the new will be k cubed times a volume of the original. So 2/3 to the power of 3 times 120. And the units are centimeter cubed. The key here is that 2/3 to the power of 3, 3 is to the power of 3 is affecting both the 2 and the 3. So you will have 8/27. Or you can use the calculator and go 2/3, close brackets, to the power of 3. And again, if you want to convert it into fraction, then you will have this times 120 is 220/9. And if you want it as a decimal, then you can go like this. So 35.6 centimeter cubed. This is how much volume of all is the new smaller fish, or this is how much water you need to fill the smaller fish. Two holding tanks at the plant are in a spherical shape, so 3D shape. The smaller tank has a volume of 1400 cubic meter. the large tank has a volume of 4725 cubic meter. The tanks are used to store oil and are both filled at the same rate. How much longer will it take to fill the larger tank than the smaller tank? Okay, you try this one on your own. So hopefully what you have done is that this calculations, and then I just want to emphasize how do we move from k to the power 3 is equal to 10.5357 to k is 2.1. So in your calculator, what you will do is something like this. In your calculator is, so you will go 10 math, and then it will go to option 4, and then you will have 10.5357. Enter. And this will be the result. And now, how many times greater is the radius of the large tank than the radius of the smaller tank? It is this one. Because K is the linear, and then the radius is the line segment, so it's linear. Okay. The surface area of the pyramid is increased from 45.8 to 412.2. How many times greater will the volume of the new pyramid will be in comparison to the original? So keep in mind what we said here. In surface area is k squared of the original. Okay, so now k squared is equal to 412.2 centimeters squared over 45.8 centimeters squared. So centimeter squared is canceled out, and then we'll have 412.2 divided by 45.8 is 9, okay? So this is equal to 9, which means that, so this is what you have now. K squared is equal to 9. So square root both sides, and then K is equal to 3. Okay, but now they are asking you how many times greater will the volume be? Okay, so the volume, the ratio between the new volume and the original volume or the old volume is k to the power of 3, which is 3 to the power of 3, which is 27. So the ratio or the volume of the new pyramid in comparison to the original pyramid will be 27 times larger. So if the volume is 50, then if the original is 50, then the new will be 27 times 50. The surface area of an enlarged rectangular is 7.25 times, so k squared, greater than the original prism. Okay, how many times greater is the volume of the enlarged prism compared to the original? It's the same thing. Okay, now what do we have? K squared, that is the ratio between the surface area of the new over the surface area of the original, is given to be 7.25. Okay, from here we find that k is the square root of 7.25, and in your calculator you find that the square root, where is it? Square root of 7.25 is 2.69, okay? Is equal to 2.69. Now, in order to find the volume, again, volume of nu over volume of the original is equal to k to the power of 3. From here, we know what k is, 2.69 to the power of 3. So in your calculator, you go, the answer to the power of 3 is 19.52. 19.52. So this is how much the volume will be enlarged, how many times the volume will be enlarged. An orange has a diameter of 6. A grapefruit has a diameter of 14, linear, okay? How many times greater is the volume of grapefruit than the orange, knowing that the surface area of the orange is this much? Okay, you can do this on your own. I will just show you, pause the video, and I will show you the work here, but you can go through the logic on your own. Okay, so you can see here and the note that I have, the work that I've done, and the note that it is posted here, that this is unnecessary information. You don't need to know this. Only if they're asking you for the area. Okay, so this concludes the subject of Math 20-2 in this COVID-19 thing that is going on. And at the end, you will complete the assignment on pages 500, 503, as I have assigned here. Please see on D2L what do you have to do, because those are crucial. So tomorrow you will complete the quiz. After tomorrow you will complete the test, and then we'll have 2 days of review, which you have the booklet, review booklet online, and then you will write the final exam. The instructions for final exam are posted on D2L as well. I wish you all the good luck. Bye. Bye.